Hello students, this is Gufran Khan for class 8th. I have made this video of history. Chapter name is The Struggle for India's Freedom. Dear students, before starting this chapter, I would like request you to subscribe our channel, press the bell icon, like it, share it with your friends. Now, let us start the chapter. The Indian independence movement was a series of activities with the ultimate of ending the British rule in India. Here we will discuss the factors those led the rise of India's nationalism. Number one, accumulated grievances of the people. Dear students, all sections of the Indian society, whether they may be belong from any category, any religion, it makes no difference, suffered under the British rule. All of them suffered. The peasants were burdened with the land revenue. The Indians craftsmen could not compete with the cheaper British machines made good. The educated middle class Indians were frustrated because they were not given any share of administration and were only given low paid menial jobs, and the rising Indian capitalist class were unhappy because they got not no support or protection from the British government. Thus, Indian nationalist movement arose mainly because British imperialism had a negative impact on the lives of Indian people. Administrative and economic unification of the country. Dear students, the British administrative and economic policies united India into a nation. The British had introduced a common administrative system, legal system, modern transport, communication, and economic policies. This was for the first time that all sections of Indian society faced a common enemy and a common method of exploitation. Next, Western thought and education. Dear students, Western educated middle class Indians were exposed to modern democratic, national, rational, and secular ideas. These educated Indians were the first to feel the humiliation under British rule and its evil effects. They wanted a strong, united, and prosperous India. The educated Indians were inspired by the ideas of French and American Revolution, and they wanted to emulate these revolutionary ideas of liberty and freedom. Next, racial arrogance of the British. Dear students, undoubtedly, the British practiced racial discrimination against the Indians. Indians were not allowed to enter into the European clubs and not even permitted to share in the same compartment in a train with the European passengers. The Arms Act was another example of the racial discrimination. Lord Lytton passed the act in 1875, which meant that Indians cannot keep firearms while Britishers can keep. Another discrimination act passed by the British was the Vernacular Press Act of 1878, curbing the freedom of the vernacular newspaper. Next, the Indian National Congress. The Indian National Congress was founded at Bombay, now it is known as Mumbai, from 28 to 30 December 1885. This meeting was organized by a retired British official named Alan Octavio Hume. In short, we can say A.O. Hume, Dadabhai Nehruji, and a few others. 72 delegates from all over India attended this first meeting. And Bhumesh Chandra Banerjee, Dadabhai Nehruji, Badruddin Tayyibji, Firoz Shah Mehta, Surendra Nath Banerjee, Chandradutt were some of the people who attended this meeting that was held between 28 to 30 December. The moderate phase 1885-1905. The Indian national movement up to 1905 was dominated by the leaders who have been called moderates. These leaders wanted to persuade the British to give the Indians some participation in administration and introduce political reforms. Their method of agitation was also moderate, based on petitions, meetings, and speeches. The moderate wanted more representation for the Indians in legislative council. They wanted Indians to be given high post in the government services, because at that time only English people have such type posts. So they demanded that the Indian civil service examination should also be held in India along with London, because at that time IS exam used to held in London. So they demanded it should be held in India, so that it would be easier for the Indians to sit for the examination. Some of the other demands of the moderates were separation of judiciary from the executives, spread of primary education among the masses, development of loan facility and extension of agriculture for the farmers, repeal of the Arms Act, and freedom of speech and expression. Now, the extremists, it is also known as radicals, 1905 to 1915. The reluctance of the British government to accept an important demand of the moderates made many politically conscious people disappointed. Leaders like Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandra Pal, and Arvindo Ghosh wanted the Indians to be self-reliant and to develop self-respect in themselves. They told the people that the remedy to their sad condition lay in their own hands, and that they should become fearless and strong. They deeply hated the British rule and declared that Swaraj was their goal. Tilak raised the powerful slogan that is very famous: "Freedom is my birthright and I shall have it." They had deep faith in the strength of the masses, and they planned to achieve Swaraj through mass actions. As their demands were much more racial as compared to the moderates, they were called the extremists. Next, dear students, important factors. Partition of Bengal. The growing spirit of militant nationalism got a boost when Bengal was partitioned in 1905. The Viceroy Lord Curzon divided the province of Bengal into two parts. First is Eastern Bengal and Assam as one part, and the rest of the Bengal, which included West Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha, now Odisha also, as the other part. The justification given for the partition was that Bengal was too big to province to administrate efficiently, and therefore should be divided for administrative convenience. Because it was a very big state, so he given his excuse that it is a very big, that's why I divided it for better development. However, the actual political motive was to crush the rising waves of nationalism in Bengal and to play the policy of divide and rule by separating the Hindus and the Muslims. The partition of Bengal made the Indians very angry. They saw the act of partition as a challenge to Indian nationalism and started a powerful anti partition movement. Swadeshi and boycott movements. To challenge the partition of Bengal, Swadeshi and boycott movement was launched. Swadeshi means the use of Indian goods. Those are made in India, that should be used. And the boycott of the British goods became the main feature of this movement. The aim of the Swadeshi and boycott movement was the development of self-reliance or Atma Shakti in Hindi. Atma Shakti. So, India wanted to assert economic independence by mass burning of foreign clothes and by picking the shops selling foreign clothes and other foreign goods. Indians started opening their own textile mills, soap and match factories, handloom, weaving units, banks, and insurance companies so that they could become self-reliance. In Hindi, Atma Shakti. Formation of Muslim League 1906. In order to weaken the Indian national movement, the British had started playing game of divide and rule to separate the Hindus and Muslims. This led to the formation of Muslim League in 1906. The Muslim League showed its separation tendencies when it supported the partition of Bengal and also started requesting the British to give the Muslim a separate electorate. Next, Morlo Minto Reform 1906. Dear students, the British enacted the Indian Councils Act in 1909. This act is also known as Morlo-Minto Reform. After Morlo, the Secretary of State, and Minto, the Viceroy. This act tried to please the moderates by increasing the number of elected members in the imperial legislative as they demanded, and the provincial council, but the councils had no real power. Moreover, the reforms introduced the dangerous principles of separate electorate for the Muslim. This was a part of the divide and rule policy of the British. Thus, it was very clear that these reforms had not really granted much. The First World War and the Lucknow Pact. When the First World War broke out in 1914, Indian nationalists decided to support the British government in the hope that after the war, the British will bring about major political reform in India. But Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Annie Besant continued their agitation demanding Swaraj. They started the Home Rule movement demanding self-government for India. A positive development took place in 1916 when in Lucknow session of the Congress, moderates and extremists were reunited, because earlier they were separated. They had their own views and those views were totally against each other. but in Lucknow Pact they reunited. Moreover, Congress and Muslim League signed the Lucknow Pact in 1916 and decided to present common political demands before the government. Impact of the First World War. Dear students, after the First World War 1914-1919, Indian national movement was intensified. Indians had hoped that the British will bring about major political change after the First World War. Indians supported it, but they did not fulfill these promises. So, the Indian felt betrayed. Moreover, the war led to a huge rise in the defense expenditure of the British, leading to the increase of taxes on Indians because they expend a lot of money in that war. That's why they increased taxes on Indians. The war also led to shortage of goods and a high rise in the price. Moreover, the British forcibly recruited the soldiers for the war and pressurized the Indian villages to supply soldiers for the war. Next, Mahatma Gandhi and the nationalist movement. Dear student, very important. Mahatma Gandhi arrived in India in 1915 from South Africa. He brought with the new thoughts of struggle through non-violence and non-cooperation based on satyagraha. The technique of satyagraha was based on truth and non-violence. A satyagrahi will always be truthful and peaceful, but at the same time, he would never submit to what he considered wrong. A true satyagrahi will be fearless. He would never bow down before evils. According to Gandhiji, non-violence was not a weapon of the weak. Only the strong and the brave could practice it. Gandhiji had an immense faith in the strength of the common people to fight. He drew attention and focus of the Indian national movement towards the village where the majority of the Indians lived. Soon after his arrival in India, he took up the case of the peasant of Champaran, that is located in Bihar, who were being forced by the European planters to cultivate indigo. He also took up the case of the mill workers of Ahmedabad who were given very low wage, very low salary, and the peasants of the Kheda district of Gujarat who were overburdened with the high land revenue. Participating in these local movements, Gandhiji learnt about the problems and suffering of the Indian masses. The Rowlatt Act. In 1919, the British government in India passed the Rowlatt Act, which allowed the government to arrest and imprison any person without any trial or conviction by the court. Because in Rowlatt Act there is no FIR. If police interested, then police can arrest you without any kinds of court's direction. Indians strongly opposed this act and out of hatred called it the Black Act. Gandhiji decided to launch a satyagraha against this unjust act. This was the first nationwide satyagraha led by Mahatma Gandhi. There were hartals, strikes, processions and demonstrations all over the country. It was during this time that one of the worst political crimes, the infamous Jallianwala massacre, took place. The military commander of Amritsar, General Dyer, ordered the armed soldiers to open the fire at a large unarmed crowd. The crowd had gathered at Jallianwala Bagh to protest against the arrest of the local leaders. This incident shocked the entire nation and unveiled the brutal face of the British imperialism. formation of Swaraj Party. After the withdrawal of the Khilafat and non-cooperation movement, some congressmen led by Chitranjan Das and Motilal Nehru formed the Swaraj Party, a party within the Congress. They decided to fight the election to the Legislative Council, entire the Legislative Council, and put forward their demands and oppose the government if their demands were not fulfilled. Simon Commission in 1927, dear student, very important. In 1927, British government appointed a Simon Commission to suggest further constitutional reforms in India. The commission was named after the chairman Simon. He was the chairman, that's why its name was put. Since all the members of the commission were Englishmen, the Indian nationalists strongly protested against this commission. Wherever the commission went, it was greeted with hartals, black flags, demonstration under the slogan Simon, go back. The government used brutal suppression and police attacks to break the popular opposition. Lahore Session 1929. The Lahore Session of the Congress in 1929 expressed this new militant spirit. Under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru, the Congress passed the historic Pune Swaraj resolution demanding complete independence on 31st December 1929. The newly appointed tricolor flag of the freedom was hosted. It was also decided in 1930 session of the Congress that 26th January will be celebrated every year as Independence Day. Civil disobedience movement 1930 to 34. The civil disobedience movement was started by Gandhiji on 12th March 1930 with the famous Dandi March along with 78 followers. Gandhiji walked nearly 375 km from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi, a village on the sea coast of Gujarat. On 6th April, Gandhiji reached Dandi, picked up a handful of salt and broke the salt law. As a symbol of Indian people refusal to live under British law and as such under British rule. Next, Quit India movement. After the failure of the Cripps mission, Congress decided to further pressurize the British to accept their demands for independence. On 8 August 1942, the Congress under the leadership of Gandhiji passed the Quit India resolution demanding an immediate end of the British rule in India. But in the morning of 9th August, Gandhiji and all other Congress leaders were arrested and Congress was declared illegal. But the movement could not be crushed. All over the country, there were hartals, strikes and demonstrations. The people attacked the police station, post office, railway stations, etc. In many places, parallel governments were set up. The British tried to crush the movement very harshly. Next, Indian National Army. Subhash Chandra Bose, one of the most powerful nationalist leaders, escaped from India during this period to organize an armed struggle against the British rule. He formed the Azad Hind Fauj, Indian National Army, in Singapore to launch a military campaign for the liberation of the Indian. Subhash Chandra Bose inspired the people with his powerful words. His words is very famous: give me blood and I'll give you freedom. India wins freedom. Finally, Lord Mountbatten, the Viceroy of India, announced that India would become a free nation and a new state of Pakistan will be created along with the free India. The nationalist leaders reluctantly agreed to the partition in order to bring to an end the terrible communal rights. Eventually, the sacrifices of generations. On 15th August 1947, India celebrated its first day of freedom. But the sense of joy was mixed with pain and sadness of partition. The sacrifices of generation of patriots and martyrs had borne fruit. In a historic address to the nation on 14th August night in year 1947, Nehru put into poetic words the feeling of the people of India when he said, "Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem a pledge not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially at the stroke of the midnight hours when the words sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom." Here, students, you can see important question answers. Name any two moderate leaders, Gopal Krishna Gokhale and Dadabhai Nauroji. In which year Muslim League Party was formed? It was formed in 1906. Name any two extremist leaders, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak. In which year Bengal was divided? Bengal was divided in 1905. Thanks for watching this video.